Happy Saturday, everyone. Barbara here, and I know this is coming on at 3 p.m. our normal time, but this video was pre-recorded earlier today because I am at a craft fair this afternoon and it's not over until 4. But I wanted to be able to still bring you a project for this afternoon. So if you are joining me today, whether it's live or you're watching the replay, thank you so much for joining me this Sunday afternoon. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I live in the San Antonio, Texas area, so if you are ever in this neck of the woods, just contact me. Go to my website and look at my calendar. There are events that are on the schedule every single month, and then there are events that happen every 3 or 4 months, or even annually. So go bookmark my website and check it out regularly. I will tell you the next biggest event that's coming up next April is it's a weekend retreat at Mountain Laurel in New Braunfels, and so I had the pleasure of going there this past October, and it was fabulous. So if you are looking to get away and craft for a weekend, go to my event section on my website and look up April 9th through 11th, and you can RSVP and start to register there. And there is an early bird special, so if you register, I can't remember the date, I think it's February the 10th or 9th or something like that, you can get $10 off your registration. So, but either way, I'm here every Sunday at 3 p.m. and if I can't be here, I'll pre-record a video so that you can still be here at the regular time. But I've got the monthly special to tell you about, the November special, and then we're going to do the drawing for last week's projects. So, but for those of you that aren't familiar or don't know what Stampin' Up! Is, we are a paper crafting company, and we specialize in a lot of different products when it comes to your paper crafting needs. And we cater to all different levels of crafters. So if you've never heard of Stampin' Up!, maybe you used to do it in the past, or maybe you do it occasionally, or maybe you're an avid stamper, we have everything that you could possibly need for your projects, your cards, your projects, your home decor, whatever it may be. So let's see, what else? Let's just go ahead and get started. Let's get this flipped around. Let me get this standing up so you can see. I hope this is going to be enough space. I don't know. I always feel like, there we go. Can move that up just a little bit. That way you can see. There is my name. There's my website. And in the month of November, I do have an online ordering special. When you place an order on my website and it's $25 or more, you're going to get a free kit in order to make, let's get here, get a kit to make all 4 of these cards. So everything will be cut for you. The only thing that's not done is the stamping, so you do need to make sure that you either have this stamp set, which is the Beautiful Autumn stamp set, or the suite, but you get all the paper, you get all the die cuts, you'll even get this cute little acorn embellishment here. The ribbon, everything is included. And if you don't have this stamp set, that's okay. You can always substitute whatever greetings you have with stamps that you have on hand already. So let's do the drawing. Let's get this open. Type in my password there. I think it's still set for, yes, here we go. So you might be wondering, how do I get my name on that wheel? And for me, when you for every like, comment, and for every like and comment, you get an entry into the drawing. But if you share my videos, you get 2 entries. So there's several people on there that shared last week, so their name is in there twice, plus any other time they made a comment or liked or did a little heart emoji. So that's how you get entered. And every single week I do a giveaway for whatever projects I did that particular day. So this one's the Facebook drawing from last week. And let's see. Oh, let me show you the prizes. For those of you that didn't see last week's video, we made 2 pizza gift box packages. We made that one that looks like Santa's outfit, Santa's belt. And then we did another one that was just a step up, where we actually made our own little window in the box so that you could see whatever goodies are inside. And this was the white pizza box. We have them in white, and then we also have them in gold. So those are the 2 things I'm going to be giving away. So let's see. Let's see who today's winners are. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's about to stop. Yay! It's Sherry. Congratulations, Sherry. I have your address. Sherry actually is on my team. So that's awesome. Now you have 2 projects so that you can duplicate for your Christmas gift giving. So let me put these away. And just expect a package from me, Sherry. Awesome. Let me see if I can pull this up just a little bit more. And hopefully, I am short, you guys. I'm short, so this is a stretch. This is a stretch for me. But let me tell you, I'm going to see if I can adjust it up just a little bit more without getting too far into the camera here. But I hope you guys can hear me okay. But the reason why I'm pulling this up as much as I can, and then I hope I can see the comments at the same time. I'm gonna try to tilt this down a little bit. My cats are going wild today. I don't know what got into them, but Archie's running around crying, and then now he's see, there he goes. I don't know why this cat today is just something has gotten into him, but the reason why I'm trying to pull this up as high as I can and still be able to talk in the camera is because I wanted to show you. I saw this not too long ago on a video that came across my feed, and I wanted to be able to show you how you can make, I think the lady that did the first demonstration called it a blast from the past, and I think her name was Jackie, and don't ask me how to pronounce her last name because I don't know. So when I was thinking about what could I do this next week, I was like, there you go. We're going to do this. I'm going to try to do this. And I actually did it. But what it is, it's just a simple bag. It's a pretty large gift bag that you can make using a sheet of 12 by 12 paper. And I had to modify it just a little bit because of the ribbon. In her video, it was something different with the ribbons, and I didn't have anything to punch the holes with that I could show you that was Stampin' Up, so I had to modify it a little bit at the top here. But this is what we're going to do. We're not going to do this same exact color of box. Let me pull it down a little bit. But we're going to do one of the other designer series papers that's in the, what is this? This is the Heartwarming Hugs designer series paper. And I'm going to pull it over here. But this is the real colorful paper that has the coffee cups and everything that's in the mini catalog. But we're going to be using this designer series paper. And let me see if I can, I don't think I'm going to be able to, I'll just put it right there, and hopefully that won't be, you can still see that just a little bit. Let's see. I'll put it like that. But what we're going to be using today is, let me show you what we're going to be using. We are going to be using, I know this is covering up my name and stuff right now, but this is the host code for November and then the QR code. So while you're watching the video, if you want to just scan that code in, if you see anything that you would like to order today, you can scan this code and go directly to my website, and it'll automatically plug in that code for you, and then you can go shopping. So, and then whoever purchases $25 or more, I'll mail you one of those free kits as a thank you. But what we're going to be using today is the scoring tool, and make sure that's level here. If you have one of our annual catalogs, I'm going to show you, I'm looking for the page where it's on right now. If you have one of our annual catalogs, it's called a Simply Scored scoring tool. It's on page 151 of the catalog, and it's this little thing right here. So if you have a catalog and you're ever browsing through it, that's the only spot in the catalog where it shows, but it helps you to be able to score large projects, small projects, if you're doing the same thing over and over and over. And what we're going to be doing with today's is you're going to need 2 sheets of designer series paper, and so I used the 2 sheets that were in the package to do this one. You can also make a smaller one using 6x6 sheets as well, but for this one I'm going to make a large one. So I chose to use the other design that has these designs in it, the other 2 pieces of paper in the pack that has these 2 designs. And I've already scored and cut one piece, but I'm going to show you how we do the scoring on here. These particular, let me move that up a little bit. This scoring tool has this thing at the bottom of it. It just, I don't even know if you can see that. Yeah, okay. So it sits at the bottom right there and just snaps on. And then up at the top, you have all of these, pull that down. You have all of these little, I forgot what they call them. They pop out so that you can move it to wherever you need to move these to with whatever you're doing. But we're going to be taking a piece of 12x12 cardstock, and you want to make sure that when you score both pieces that you are on the right side for both of them. And what I mean is, if you had it, this one just happens to have the same design on both sides, so you can't really go wrong. But if it was a certain scenery or picture or design, you want to make sure that you cut the same piece of paper the same way and that you score it the same way, so that when you put it together you don't have overlapping designs. So what we're going to do, and we're going to do this for both pieces of paper, but like I said, I've already done one piece, but we're going to take and put down the 12x12 piece in our score flat, and then we are going to score one of the sides at, let me make sure that's on there right. Get that on there. We're going to score one of the sides at 2 inches. So just take it, and this little end goes into the grooves. And then we're going to flip it around the other 3 sides. And then score it at 3. So do that all the way around. So remember, you've got one side that's been scored at 2, and the other sides are all scored at 3 inches. And that is all the scoring that you'll be doing. Put that away. And then it's hard to tell on this paper, so I'm going to flip it over and do it on this other side, but I can tell that this is my 2-inch mark, and I'm just going to start folding it. But I also, it helps to have a bone folder, because for every one that you do, you want to use your bone folder to help get that crease down pretty good. So fold all of your edges. Don't forget the side ones. And I hope you guys can see this okay. I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing and not looking up at the camera here. So now I have all these pieces, and I can tell this is my 2-inch flap up here. Now, whatever side you decide for your 2-inch flap to be, depending on what design you have, that's the part that gets folded over on your bag. So let's do this, because I had already used the bone folder in the opposite direction. So you start to see the bag come together. So depending on what design you want the flap to be, you have to make a decision when you are scoring your designer series paper what side you want people to see. So, but I want this green to be the bag, and then I use this plaid up here to be the flap. Now on both pieces, you have this piece, and then you have the other piece, and I've already done the other piece, but on one of them, you're going to cut out the bottom 2 corners, and on the one that we just did, let me find my scissors here. We're not going to cut the full corners, but bear with me while I look for my line here. But we are going to cut on the score mark up until that point, until the next little fold. And we're going to do that on both sides. So just cut on the score mark up until that flap, and we're going to leave these on. We need those 2 pieces. Now, if you remember a while back, I kept talking about the little cardboard that we get from our designer series paper. I like this white one that we get, so I'm going to use this white scrap, and we're going to cut a, let's see, what was this? This was a 3x6 piece, and I'm doing it because it's kind of cardboardy, and I'll show you what we're going to be using that for later. So let me move that out of the way, because I really need this whole spot here. Now what we're doing is we're taking these 2 pieces of let me get that right on there. I'm gonna flip that around. There we go, because this is really hurting my eyes. This is the inside of the bag, and so it's really hard to see where score marks are, but we are going to be putting these 2 pieces together kind of like a puzzle. And so I'm gonna see if I can see this. Ooh, y'all don't know, this is really messing with my eyes here, so I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. Let me get some glue out of here. See if y'all can see what I'm doing. We are going to put glue, let me get my little around the edge here. We're going to put some glue on the bottom, just this bottom flap for now. I'm probably going to need to get some more glue at some point. There we go. I just had to squeeze harder. Okay. So I have glue just on this little inside flap, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece right here and put it over make sure I'm on there all the way. Yeah, okay. So there we go. So this one middle piece is stuck to this other side here, and these flaps are loose, and we want them to be loose. And so now we can actually start to put the bag together. So I've got those flaps there. And what I'm going to do when I go to fold this over is I'm going to go ahead and actually put glue on these top sides while I'm thinking about it. So let me find, glue only goes on one of these sides, on both, I said one side, but one flap on both sides. So we're going to put glue there, and then I'm going to put glue on this other flap. Gotta make sure I get enough glue on there. That way the bag stays together really, really well. So now I have glue on these two flaps right here, on the inside of those two flaps. And when I go to put this together, this is what I want. I want to bring this bottom piece up and stand it up. This little flap, I don't want it to be on the inside because it'll get caught on whatever goes in the bag. So this piece goes up first, and then this flap goes up against that. Let me see if I can do this and chew gum at the same time. And then I need a third hand, and then bring this piece up to meet those two pieces, and then there we go. Put those together. And get those. I'm going to put this down this way so I can actually put my hand in there and get it meshed down well. And then, because I just happen to have some right here, I'm going to put some paper clips right here on the corner so that it really sticks and it helps set. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. This flap goes in first, and then put this flap in, and then take the glued piece and then fold it over, kind of doing this the opposite way. And then I'm going to put this on this side so that I can put my hand in there and press down. Okay. Now, maybe I should have done this other side too. Before I put that down, you see this little flap right here? Let's put some glue in there, because you want to make sure that all of your little flaps are glued down. Oh, come on. There we go. On all your corners. Now I'm going to put that on there to let it set, and then I'm going to do the other side too. Yeah, I'm going to need to keep this in a bottom position. Okay, and then I'm going to put, let me see if I got enough glue on that corner there. I'm going to shoot some glue in that little corner, and I'm going to put my little clothespin on there to help kind of keep it together while I'm working on the rest of the bag. So see, you have your base bag already. Now, this piece right here, this little cardboard piece, this 3x6 cardboard piece, I am just going to put that down at the bottom, and that just helps with the bottom of the bag. It helps to make it more stable. So you can kind of see that in there. I hope the light's shining in there enough, but you can see that bottom piece down there, and it just helps keep the bottom of the bag, keep its shape. So there is the bones of the bag. And then, excuse me, what I did is I took the celebration tidings. I only used the dies. So I used the dies from the celebration tidings, and I used the smallest one, which is this one right here. And I cut out, using garden green, 3 of the dies. Let me move this light up a little bit. I think that's part of my problem, is my light is not where it needs to be. Let's see. Okay, so I cut out 4 of these tabs. And then I also am using, I'm going to use the white ribbon from Flowers for Every Season combo pack. And I cut out 2 14-inch pieces. Now for this particular bag, because it's the larger bag, you want to use a thicker ribbon or something heavy, and this is the only one that I could find that I wanted to use for this one right here. I didn't want to use the red again because I used it on the other bag, so I used the white ones. And I ended up, for each one of these, I scored it down the middle so that when it folds over, it's going to help sit over that flap right there. And then what you probably can't see, and I'm going to do it for this fourth one, is after it was folded, I just put a little nick, a little triangular nick into the edge of that. So I don't know if you can see that from there, but I just cut a little bitty edge piece out. And it really does help to put your ribbon through first before you start to do any gluing. So we are going to put, all right, let's see if this is going to work. I'm trying to get that ribbon through. Here we go. All right, so now I have that ribbon that's pulled through that, and I'm going to tie a knot, but I want the knot to be as close to the edge as it possibly can be. So there we go. That's pretty close enough. That way I don't have to trim off very much or anything at all. And then you finish pulling that through. You don't want your little openings to be so large that when you do your knot, it just comes through when you pick up the bag. Where'd my glue go? Here we go. So now that we have this little piece in there, we are going to glue it. So put some glue. Get some good glue on there, because if this part is lacking, then when you go to put things in your bag, then it's probably not going to stick, and we want it to stick. And so with this piece right here, we're going to do this 4 times. We're going to fold that over, so you can see on the inside it's folded over. We're going to fold that over and press it really good until it really starts to stick. And then in the meantime, we're going to do the other side. You just want to make sure that your ribbon is not all twisted when you get it to the other side. So same thing. Let's get that going in there. Let's make a knot. Let's see if my hands will work. My hands are so rough right now because of the craft fair yesterday, setting up, and then everything is still down there today, so I've got to be able to break everything down and bring it back home. So there we go. So there's our knot on that side, and let me trim off a little bit. Okay, and we're going to get some glue on this one. Thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I'm sorry I couldn't be live. It's kind of weird talking knowing that nobody's actually watching me right now, but it's okay. And then when you have all your glue on there, just pull it all the way through, and then make sure your ribbon is not twisted, and then put it down on the other side. There we go. You want to put enough glue on there, but you don't want to put so much that it's just squeezing out on the edge when you go to press down on it. And you may have to hold it, got glue on my fingers, for a little bit so that it really gets that, it really gets stuck to that paper. And this is important. This part is really important. So take your time. If you're doing this bag on your own, take your time to really make sure that everything is glued properly, because the last thing you want is to give this bag to somebody and then go to put something in it and the handles come off. That would be so embarrassing. So embarrassing. But I hope you guys, I'm just going to talk while I'm doing this, because this is sometimes a challenge for me, getting into these little tight spots. My hands are small, but that doesn't mean nothing. But whatever you guys are doing today, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon, wherever you are. And if this is your first time joining, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like, comment, tell everybody hi, wherever you're from. I like to see when people pop up and I don't know, or that I find out, you know, where they're from. Tell me what state. Hope you guys are all practicing good social distancing. I know some areas are starting to beef back up again, and ugh. But you know what? As long as I have my crafting I can do while I'm inside my house, I am perfectly fine almost being homebound. I got plenty to keep me busy. And we have the internet too, so we can keep in touch with everyone and be able to spend our Sunday afternoons together. Just gonna press that down. I know it's Thanksgiving break for everybody, so wow. I know we have both of our boys this week. Just because, let me get that straightened out. Just happens to be our particular, I had to go look it up. Oh gosh. Child custody orders sometimes can be a real hassle when you're trying to figure out who's got who for what holiday and whatnot. So for this Thanksgiving, we have both of our boys, but we don't have them for like Christmas. It's kind of weird. It's like flip-flop depending on if it's an even year or it's an odd year. So let me get that trimmed just a little bit. Finish pulling that through. Okay, I think we're good. Now get some glue on that one. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I know sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to demo than it does other people, but let me try to line that up with the other side. I did not break out a ruler. There's very rarely that I would break out a ruler, but I know some people want it to be exact from all of the edges, and so it's perfectly fine. If you are a ruler person, break out your rulers. I just eyeball it. I'm used to eyeball watching with the neonatal kittens that I help foster. Especially when I get them when they're little bitty babies. I'm just pressing on this really well so that it sticks. But with the little neonatal babies that I get, right around a week to a week and a half, yeah, we're good on that one. Couple of weeks in, their eyes start to open. So I always have hashtag eyeball watch. I'm going to take these off because those corners are pretty set okay. So there you have it. There is the bag, and it's got the handle. So you want good handles for your bag. You want nice good handles for your bag. Maybe a good thick ribbon. If you even had something thicker than this that would match the designer series paper. But think about all the bags that you can do with all of the different designer series papers, and it actually works on a 6x6 as well. I didn't make a 6x6, but I want to, just to be able to have one on display. But when you do your your ribbons, you want to make sure they're the same length on both sides so that one's not lopsided. So those are both even. And then the only other thing I did, and I did it on the red one, is I just used some of the all the trimmings embellishments, and I put some of the white ones on the tabs. So let me get my, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take some of these white ones. It'll cooperate with me. Let me put these down. There we go. And I'm just putting some down there, but you could use any embellishments. You don't even have to use embellishments to dress these up. And then if you have a tag or something that you want to hang off of the bag, you can certainly do a tag and wrap it around one of the edges here and just let it hang off the bag. But there you have it, you guys. This is the sample bag that I did, and then this is the one that we just demonstrated that shows you a completely different designer series paper. And then my recycled card backing is on the inside, and it's a pretty large bag. This is measuring, it's 6 inches wide by 2 3/4 width. And then as far as the height, it is 6 3/4 tall. So it's a decent sized bag. And then just make sure that you put that thing on the inside to help give it some structure from the inside. But yeah, it's also laundry day around here too. So let me just show you that. And then let me see if I can